I'm gonna connect to Facebook. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for waiting patiently here for today's call. Today's call, we're going to have Mr. Brian Hafen from Trabala, and we're waiting for a special guest. We're trying to bring him on the call. We're going to have also from on this call. So thank you for bearing with us. Just give me 1 minute to see if I can find Brian. Okay, there you go. Okay, Frank, I don't know if you can hear us, but now you'll be able to talk.
I can hear you. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, okay, perfect.
Great.
Okay, we are live on Facebook and on Zoom. Welcome to this call.
Thank you so much. This is Brian Hafen. Thanks for coming to the call today, or the webinar, Travala, A Leisure Life by Organo. We're really excited about everything that's coming to fruition. We're really excited about, the things that we're going to be able to do. And we're really excited to be able to, press unpause in the situation that we've been in, on a worldwide platform, to be able to start to travel again, to be able to, start to make memories that matter with family and friends, and vacation settings all over the world. It's been an interesting time to, have to press pause and, be able to, be at home and reflect the things to do when we're able to travel again. And, a lot of the travel restrictions and a lot of the things that are out there are going to start to be lifted off. And we're going to, start to be able to once again, reinvent our family vacations and make memories that matter. So today the call is, to talk about, some of the upcoming exciting things that are going to happen with Travala. Today the webinar and call is to talk to one of our distributors that we have. Frank Graham is on the phone with us right now, and he's doing monumental advancements and building a great business through the platform. And so I want to bring Frank on, and I want to talk to Frank about a lot of things that he's doing, a lot of the ways that he's doing it. And I just I'm going to ask Frank a bunch of questions about Travala specifically, and we're going to get everything ramped up to, unpress the pause button to be able to start to travel everywhere and do amazing things all over the world again. And we're almost there. So Frank, can you hear me? Frank, can you hear me?
Yes, I can, loud and clear. I can hear you.
Okay, Frank, what I wanted to do is I wanted to ask you specifically about Travala, about the things that you've seen in Travala, and I want you to kind of just give a commercial about the Travala in general and what you've seen and what's kind of happened since you joined Travala in the company, and kind of give us a 30,000 foot view of what your thoughts are.
Okay. Well, first of all, I want to thank everybody for being on the call this morning. Brian, thank you for having me on. When I first looked at Travala, I'll never forget the conversation, Brian, that I had with Paul Caldwell in the very beginning. And he used the word disruption, because we're all looking for a company that's different from what's out there. We're looking for that wow factor. And we know there's a lot of travel companies out there. But when he was explaining to me on how we're different, how we're going to be set aside from all the other travel companies out there, that's what excited me. I mean, even the relationship that we have with RCI, which gives us a bigger volume of places to choose, to visit and travel to. And there's a lot of things that we're doing that other companies, haven't quite caught on how to do. He was explaining to me, he says, Frank, if you look at Uber, if you look at Amazon, those are companies that are completely disrupting their industry, and we're going to be doing the same thing. But there's one thing that I really, really love about the company is the Forever Week package. Where else can you spend $1,500 just one time membership and have access to just hundreds of thousands of beautiful resorts around the world at prices that are just completely unheard of? It's kind of like a timeshare concept, only without paying $15,000 to $20,000. So that right there was one of my wow factors, that I'm using to get my team. I've sold a lot of those packages so far, and my team is really excited about it. Another great thing that I love about Travala and Organo is a complete company is we have access not only to travel, we have access to other products. So it gives us a bigger variety of choices when we're out there, talking to our distributors and customers and people like that. It's kind of like a triple-edged sword. You got travel, you got coffee, you got health and wellness, and you got skincare. We got the whole package all together in this business, and that's the beauty about it. But you talk about travel, you talk about the leadership of the company, and that's one of the first things that I look at when I look at a company is who's behind it, what's the experience they've had, what have they done. Then I'll look at the product and the comp plan and things like that. But the leadership, I did my homework. I've been in the industry for over 15 years, and I was really impressed with the leadership. I'm impressed with you. You have a great background in travel, the timeshare industry. You have a complete hold of what's going on. Another thing I really love about the company, I love the compensation plan. It's attainable. There's a lot of comp plans out there where you got to jump through so many hoops. You can never get to the levels that you want to. They're virtually impossible. But with this comp plan, the way it's structured, it's very attainable for people to actually make income. So that's another thing that really drew me into it. Not only the great products we have, but the compensation plan also.
No, that's great, Frank. How many individuals, with your team? I know that you build out leaders and lots of different things. But let me put this question a different way. What is the reason? Because I know that you focused on the Forever Week package. I know that you've sold a bunch of Forever Week packages. What's the give me some testimonials of some of the people that have already, why they actually purchased the Forever Week package. I know that we've done some pretty big calls. I've done some with you, and I've heard from some of those individuals. But tell me what made Travala and that package different for them.
Okay, they purchased most of them purchased a package because, of course, of the $1,500 membership fee that it costs to join. But a lot of them, when they started looking at the options, the choices, the prices that they had to choose from, and where else can you go 1 week for every year? As long as you're a member of this company, you can take the vacation of a lifetime. They really enjoyed that because a lot of people, Brian, they only dream of going to these places that we have. It's just a dream to them. But with Travala, it becomes reality. And they really can see that they can do it. They really believe that that they're very affordable destinations, that they can go to. But that was the price point. The price point was important. Another thing was that really drew them into it was the point system that we have put together. You accumulate so many points, and you can actually take those points and put them towards further discounts of their travel. That's one thing that really, really connected with them. It's like you buy a box of coffee for $20, you get 20 points. You can take the 20 points and apply it towards your travel. See, that way, what it does to them, it makes them see the heart of the company, you know, where the company is. It's not all about the money and the rah-rah. It's the company, the way they see it, the way that they're looking at it, they see that the company has a big heart, that they really do care about the success of the individuals. You can tell that by the buy-in, by the monthly subscription fees, by the pricing that we have, the choices that we have. In the comp plan, when you look at the comp plan, it's real. People can do it. They just don't, you know, look at it and say, oh, I'll never be able to do that. But when you look at the compensation plan, it really becomes attainable for them. And that's important because everybody wants to make a little bit of money, you know, especially right now for what's going on. So there's so many different variations that attracted this team that I have, several teams that I have to this platform.
I know, Frank, I know that, you know, during the whole, you know, COVID-19 thing that's been happening, I know that your team is continued to grow. And I know that you're continuing to create momentum, and your momentum starting, you know, I know that you're just waiting to be able to, you know, as we talked last night, to be able to travel all over the place and start to build your team in groups, because, you know, that's what you've done in large ways many times before throughout the states that we were talking about last night. But tell me how you've continued to grow your team through this. Give me, you know, the building life of Frank, and how you continue to be able to get so much momentum and grow the way that you are. How do you do it?
Here's the secret, okay? And I've always believed in this. I have good leaders, and I really, and we talk a lot. We talk once or twice a day, but I also go into my downline, you know, with their permission and everything like that. I talk to people throughout the whole downline, and they're really surprised that I'm calling them, because they're expecting calls from the individuals that signed them up. So I keep a real close tab, especially right now, where we can't get in front of them physically. We can only do it through Zoom. So I'm in constant contact with every single person on my team. I make sure I call them 2-3 times a week, whether we talk about the business, whether we talk about their, you know, what they're doing, what they like to do. It's just maintaining a real strong relationship so they know that I'm there for them. I'm not just a guy that they see on a Zoom, you know, 3 or 4 times a week. You know, so I believe that that's what really keeps us in sync with each other. Is I'm always contacting them and helping them and training with them and just showing them, you know, how to get to where they want to go. I do a lot of trainings. I do a lot of motivational trainings. I do a lot of, you know, how to close, how to invite. Some of them are, I mean, I try to keep them uplifting. I try to keep them simple, duplicatable. So I'm just, Brian, I'm just in constant contact with them all the time. I don't let them rest for 1 minute, because they know sooner or later they're going to see me in person. And when that happens, we're going to explode. It's just, I can't wait to physically get in front of these people. I just can't wait. But it's just
So what I was gonna, you know, you retired, you know, by profession, you know, you were an architect, and you retired. Yes. You retired. How many years ago did you retire from your full-time profession?
15 years, about 15 years ago.
And in retiring from your full-time profession, you actually went directly into network marketing and travel, correct?
Exactly. Yeah. I was an architect for 50, yeah. I'm sorry.
So tell everybody a little bit about your background.
Okay. Well, I started out, you know, I was actually born and raised in Maine. Long time ago. I became a professional tennis player. I played on the circuit for about 4 or 5 years, and then I decided that's what it's, you know, there's more to life than that. So I went to college. I became a professor at the University of Maine. I taught history and French. No, I'm sorry, history and English there. And I did that for a few years. And then a friend of mine, during the summer, he said, let's go to Colorado. And I thought I'll take the summer off, and I went to Colorado, and I really fell in love with it. And the following year, I came out, and I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do, whether I wanted to go to law school, want to continue teaching school. So what I finally did, I met a gentleman that he was an architect. He had a great architectural company. I got in with that family. I learned the business. I went to school out there, went to CU. I got an architectural degree, built a lot of, and then a few years later, I bought his company out, and we did a lot of commercial buildings. I did DIA, casinos, medical office buildings, and everything like that. But after about 28 years, Brian, I began to get stressed out. There's just, I don't know, maybe I was burned out or stressed out or tired of the industry, and I needed to do something different. And I was still pretty young. I wasn't that old. So my wife and I, we decided, what could we do that's fun? What could we do to enjoy life? And a friend of mine introduced me to my first travel company. And Brian, after I looked at that company, I mean, it's the first time I've ever looked at, network marketing in my life. When I looked at that company, I saw so much potential, so much fun. We had a great culture. And the first one was really a big home run for us. We just went in there and just knocked it out of the ballpark. And from there on, we just fell in love with the industry because, we love to help people and show them how to be successful. And from there on, we just took off with it. We just built huge organizations, had a great time doing it, met a lot of great people along the way. And we grew up too. We advanced and grew up in the industry and just absolutely love it. There's just nothing like this industry at all. I lost you, Brian. I can't hear you.
About what I like so much about your story is you're successful, you sold your company, you're ready, all of a sudden, what do I do now? And of course it goes to travel, and why not travel and get paid for it and have a fun? And without going into detail, I know how big your organizations were in those other companies, and I'm really, I know what those, I'm really an expert in the travel industry, and this part of the industry. And I know, companies that are out there, and we're just with what we have. So when you take the organizations that you've had and have starting to with Travala by ORGANO, what's I know that you talked a little bit, but what's different about every other companies, and why so much more excited?
Okay, why? Okay, you're kind of breaking up, but I think you're asking me what makes Travala more exciting than the other companies that I've been in for travel. Is that what you're asking me?
Correct.
Okay, you're breaking up a little bit. I just want to make sure. First of all, what I love about it is I'm allowed to bring ideas in from other companies. It's like we're bringing in the best from every other company into Travala, and also not only bringing the best in, and we're creating our own platforms, our own culture. And what I love about it is the company is so open to ideas. You go into some companies and they're already structured and they don't want to really hear about anything else that you might want to bring to the table. But this company, they're just so open to suggestions, and they'll work with you. And that's what I love about it. But that's what we're doing. We're just bringing the best of the best and creating our own. And we're putting everything, all those years of experience, we're putting it into this company right here to make this company the strongest travel company in the world. And that's my goal right there. We just love it. The people are just great.
Great. Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Great. So tell obviously the COVID thing that we've had, he's had the press and doing everything through Zoom, like with all every day. I in meeting you and watching you, I think that he's only how talented is your people have, and you keep the you're doing every day. Everybody time to and I'm as well of how you're build every. You're going to
Brian,
build up everything.
You're breaking up on me. I'm having a hard time understanding you.
What does your forward looking? What does the next, once you're able to unpress pause, what does the next 30 days look in your business? What are you going to do? How are you going to do it?
Oh my God, Brian, I have been dreaming about that. I can't. Oh my God, I've been like a caged animal, right? I mean, where we perform the best, and my wife and I, we do this business together. She presents, she trains. Brian, she's well documented. She's been in books and magazines, and we work together when we do this business. But we are our forte, our powerhouse is when we get in front of people. I mean, I'm excitable, she's excitable, and I'm telling you that it just resonates throughout the whole group. I can't wait. And like I was asking you yesterday, I'm going to be going up to Colorado week after next. And I'm going to start with small groups because I understand there's only certain numbers you can put together. But my plan for this is to take, oh my God, just to take this company to a level nobody's ever seen before. I mean, we have the experience, we've done it before, and it's just we have all this in us, and I just can't wait to get out there and go to different places and meet all my different teams. We got teams all over the country. I just can't wait to get in front of them, just like old times, the excitement and everything. And what I like to do, I'll go into a city. This is how I do it, okay? I don't go into a city and stay for 1 or 2 days. I go in, I stay for at least a week, because there's some, sometimes people can't all be at the presentation, at the particular night that we're there. So we go up there and we plant ourselves there for at least probably 5 to 6 days, get a real good stronghold, get our leaders in position, and then we'll go to another city and do the same thing, another city and do the same thing. And eventually our leaders are set, they're able to present, to train, to recruit, and then we just keep going from different location to different location. And meanwhile, we do a lot of regionals, we do a lot of events together. I think keeping the teams together. My wife likes to put together cruises for our team, so there's that culture that we're building. It's a strong uniformity within our organization. I mean, we just can't wait for this whole thing to get over with, so I can get on that plane, or a lot of times we'll take a road trip because I got to take so much equipment. And I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting right now. I mean, you can do Zooms. Zooms are good, but there's nothing, Brian, like getting in front of people so they can see you, smell you, touch you. There's just nothing like it. And that's what we're looking forward to. And that's how we've done it in the past.
Great. It's going to be great to press the unpause button. It's going to put it forward. There's so many people that all they've done is sit around the last, and reflect on what's important. And a lot of those individuals reflect on what they're going to do when the start button happens. And it's starting to take place. The good thing about what we're in the home-based business is not only are you able to build it at a faster, bigger level, but what's good about the travel business and what's good about Travala, and for all the people that are in Travala, is everything's on sale right now. And for everybody who's looking at taking a big vacation and looking at doing those things, in planning and dreaming for next year and where they're going to go, the ease of use to be able to book that kind of stuff and set up those kind of trips that, maybe you normally wouldn't go. It's time to do that. People are thinking about that right now. People are, have been cooped up and had more reflection time in a lot of cases than they ever had, away from the hustles and bustles and the busy day life of everything. And what this allows people to do is to dream and start to plan on that vacation that maybe they haven't done before, or maybe it's that vacation that they've done 100 times and they haven't been able to do it this year, and they're ready to do it again. And it's really, really, amazing to be able to do that. Not to keep you too much longer, Frank, but let's spend another 5-10 minutes. I want to ask you a couple other things. I know that we've done some webinars with some of your leaders, and I know a couple of your leaders actually had a lot of experience actually in the timeshare industry, and they actually owned a lot of timeshares, lots and lots and lots of timeshares. One of them specifically that we talked to, and why did they buy Forever Weeks, and why are they so excited about Travala after they spent even over tens and tens and tens and tens and tens of thousands of dollars on the timeshare stuff that they have? Why would somebody that's spent well over $100,000 on timeshare want to add Travala to their portfolio? What was the feedback that you got from them, and what did it allow them to be able to do compared to what they already had?
Okay. Well, first of all, like you just mentioned, they spent thousands and thousands of dollars, and then they look at Travala and they see what our fees are, to what our membership fees are, and it's like, oh my God, where have you been all my life? Meanwhile, I paid resort fees, and I had to pay on the mortgage, and this one lady, she really freaked out because she added up what she spent in 1 year compared to what she could have spent with Travala, and got a much better package. But what they like about Travala more so than their timeshares is they have much more flexibility, Brian. With the timeshare program that they have, they're limited. They have blackout dates, and they're very limited to the times and the resorts that they can choose to go to. Then they look at Travala and they see not only all the beautiful resorts and the pricing and everything. We have a back office on the Forever Weeks. It looks like an Amazon. They can order everything, anything, any clothing, any electronics. They see just so many more choices that they have at a very low cost compared to what they've been paying so far with their program. That's what excited them right there. And the thing that excited them also is once they learned the price point, then they started to think about all the friends that may be thinking about timeshares, that they can now point them towards our program and give them a much better deal. But that's what they like. They just like the choices. They like the price point. They like the options. And just look at that Forever Week website. That is, anybody goes in that thing right there, they're going to sign up in 2 seconds. I've had several people that looked at it last week, and I got one comment, oh, that's what we're talking about right there. They just love the whole program. And another thing, Brian, I think what really attracts people is people like to belong to something. They like to belong to something bigger. And I think when they see Travala, they see more of a culture, more of a family than they do, with their timeshares that they're doing on a separate basis. So,
yeah,
we have a whole
Travala, thing. Yeah, Travala is more than just a vertical. Travala in the travel deal, and including with the Organo family and all the verticals, is a movement. And that's what's so cool about what we have, and all the platforms and all the connections and all the curated content and everything that we built for years and years and years. through Leisure Life and all the platforms to build Travala Leisure Life by Organo. It's really, really special of what we have, and the opportunity that we're gonna be able to have now, and as we press the start button, is going to be bigger and better than what we've ever had before. Frank, I know that you've been in the industry for 15 years. I know that you've had huge organizations with tons and tons and tons of people, thousands and thousands of people. What does being part of the Organo family, the tip of the spear being Travala, and being in the travel industry that you've been, in your opinion, with what you have right now, with the leaders that you have right now, in your opinion, what does your team look like in the next 12 months, 24 months? What do you think you're going to be able to do with the Travala vertical and the Travala movement, Travala Leisure Life by Organo, and with Organo and the other products as a whole? What does that look like to you? I'm sure just like everybody else, not only do you want to travel a lot, right? But I'm sure you've been able to dream in pressing pause as well. What does that look like?
Okay, in the next 12 months, and this is, I've done this before, so this is not just something I'm putting out there. I'll build a team, and if we're allowed, if this whole Corona thing goes away, and we're allowed to build it the way that we have done in the past, and been successful, we'll put thousands in this company. We will. I mean, that's no exaggeration. That's no fluff. If we're just given the freedom, and this company has given me that, to go out there and build it the way that I've done in the past, especially with what we have out there. We're above and beyond any other travel company out there. I've seen them all. I know them all. I've worked with a lot of them. We have something so special, so different. So it's gonna kill the industry. I can see people from other companies coming over and joining us. I can see that in 2 minutes, because we have something that's powerful out there. We really do. And then we have the Organo name behind us. Don't forget that. That's a powerful thing right there. We have a company that was, originated in 2008, created most of the millionaires in our industry, more millionaires than we've ever seen before. And we've done it through this phenomenal compensation plan. But you take the travel vertical that we have, and we have the other things that go with it, the skincare, the coffee, the health and wellness, and those are only going to get bigger and bigger. I can see this being the biggest home run that my wife and I and my team have ever had before. As long as I stay healthy and ready to go, oh my God, I just see it. I do, and I believe it.
Well, it's so good, to hear you say that, because I know that a lot of times you're very, very, conservative in your opinions, and I know you're conservative in the amount of people that you're going to put in, the amount of people that you already have put in, and that's one of the attributes that I like about you guys so much. But I just wanted everybody to reflect. I wanted to jump on here today. I know that we had a couple technical difficulties in the beginning, but I just wanted to make sure that everybody, knows that how excited we are with the Travala vertical. I wanted to bring a Travala distributor on and just talk about Travala and talk about some of the things that, he's seen, firsthand, and, with how successful you already are, how successful you already are becoming inside the, Organo family with the Travala vertical, Frank. I wanted everybody to, experience and, hear your voice and get to hear from you firsthand, because obviously everybody's going to meet you on stage. When we press start and start having events and start doing those things again, but everybody's going to be able to travel the world as well, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So Frank, first off, I wanted to say thank you so much for coming on and spend some time with us today. Second off, I want to thank you so much for all the things that you've already done, the great leadership and everything that you've already started to begin everywhere. And it's going to be a lot of fun. And, for everybody that's watching, everybody that's, listening out there all over the world, the start button is going to start to happen again. We've had a time to be able to reflect. We've had a time to be able to, figure out the memories that we want to make to matter. We've had time to think about, reinventing our own personal persona, our own, personal reinventing our own vacation, whatever that means to them, to me, Frank, to you, to everybody that's on the, to everybody around the world that's watching. And it's going to be an amazing thing to press the start button, to be able to, grow as an international family, with Travala as a vertical and the Organo family as a whole. And it's going to be really, really neat to see. And it's coming. Get ready, get your leaders ready. We're gonna hit it, and we're gonna go fast. So Frank, I just wanted to say thank you so much for coming on today.
Thank you for having me, Brian. Appreciate it.
Everyone that's out there, get ready. The start button's going to happen. And Frank, I look forward to seeing you on stage, and I look forward to seeing your team all over the world. And I look forward to the same thing with everybody that's out there, everybody that's on the whether it's Facebook Live or Zoom connections or whatever way they're watching or listening to this on a worldwide stage. We look forward to, seeing you soon. And just remember everything. If you're planning that bucket list, there's a lot of options that are out there. And, because of all the options, everything's on sale. So, those dream trips, those things that everybody wants to aspire to, they're going to come in, and they're going to come fast. And, we're going to have things ready to, help accent that and, help you along the way with curated content, with all the hotels, with all the condos, with all the different trips that we have available. We got you covered at Travala. It's a lot of fun. So anyway, thank you so much for coming on, everybody, today. For everybody that hosted the webinar. And until next time, this is Brian Hafen with Travala. Thanks so much, Frank. I'll talk to you later.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, everybody.